Hi, today I'm going to be hiking towards Drummond, Wisconsin, a small town in northern Wisconsin on the North Country Trail. Last time I was up here, I finished up the Rainbow Lakes Wilderness, which is right over there. Got my bike shuttle locked up right there. It was a plenty cold ride on the bike today. It's about 34 degrees Fahrenheit today and about a 8-mile-an-hour breeze, so it was a little cool on the bike, but it should be real nice here in the woods. It's about 6 miles from here to Drummond, and so that's about the right length of a hike for me for today. It's really beautiful in here with all these spruce trees or whatever they are. I think they're spruce and the birch and some hardwoods mixed in. Looks like there's a lake right there. Not sure what lake that is. I'll have to take a look at the map. It's a very beautiful time of the year up here. And the crisp weather makes it kind of fun too, I guess. A couple boardwalks here. Wow, this is a remnant of a really big stump. Wonder if that's a leftover from the old logging days. Man, if that's the kind of trees they took out of here, they got some big timber. Well, I guess this answers my question about what lake this is. Yeah, that's a nice pond there. You get out in the open, you can feel the breeze a little more. Alright, let's get back on the trail. I'm going through a lot of trail like this, which is built on what I assume is an old road cut, or even a rail cut for when they were logging, because it's seems like it's pretty flat. When they get to a hill, they don't go over it, they go through it. So I imagine this has been here quite a while. Sun is starting to try to come out a little bit. I'll make it a little more pleasant. And the corners are real gradual on this. That's why I'm thinking this was a rail bed when they were logging back. I think this part of the state got logged off by the early 1900s. And of course it's all grown back nicely into a nice forest now. Different than what the forest looked like back then, though. It was, I think, a lot more big pines. Now a lot of deciduous trees have taken over. Alright, here's where we cross Forest Road 35, and I came up this road on my shuttle up this way, and there is a parking area right over here, so if you want a shorter hike you can park there. You just gotta figure out where the trail goes back into the woods. I'm guessing it's down towards the other parking area. Yeah, I think I see a sign down there. Okay, let's head into the woods. Coming to the top of a hill here. There's the blue blaze. Well, I'm guessing this is Essex Lake here. Either that or Cisco Lake, one of the two. Kind of hard to see through the spruce trees, but looks like another beautiful lake. Alright, let's keep going. This trail's got roots in it, but not as many rocks as the Rainbow Lakes one had. That was a lot of rocks, very few rocks on this one, which makes it a lot easier to hike, less likely to turn an ankle. I'd say this is been a really nice hike so far. Very pretty in here. There's some nice white pines too. Huh. Wow, I can't pass a bench up like this, especially looking out at the lake. Nice. Lake goes way back in there. It's the same lake I just taped a minute ago. Kind of a crescent shape, I guess. Very serene, even with the light, slight breeze. It's just beautiful, serene in here with the light shimmering off the water like that. All right, I checked the map, and that last lake that I was at was actually Rama Lake, and Cisco Lake is back there, but I don't think the trail comes close enough to see it. So this lake is Essex Lake. E-S-O-X. Essex, I believe it's pronounced, or Essex. We got about 60-70% clear skies and 30% clouds, and every once in a while the sun gets kind of hazy behind a cloud. But pretty much a beautiful day. Yep, here we go. I stopped too soon. Essex Lake. I had a prettier view back there. Okay, let's go. There's another wetlands over there. I'm not sure if that's got a name, but pretty. We got Essex Lake on this side and wetland on that side. Oh, look at that. That's a beefy bridge. Looks like the water runs pretty hard in the spring here. There's that wetland. Looks like there's a beaver dam across it there. Huh. Holding that water in. Yeah, that's a nice bridge. I almost thought it must be a snowmobile trail, but I don't know, the rest of this trail doesn't look like it, so I don't know. I'll be glad to use it though. Looks like a fairly new bridge. Looks like maybe they were able to get in here with at least four-wheelers, ATVs, if nothing else. Okay, this must be Cisco Lake. I didn't think I'd see it, but there sure is a lake there, I know that. Looks like we go right down by the shore. Oh, another beautiful lake. Looks like it curves around like a crescent around the corner. Well, I was wrong again. I looked at the map and that was still Essex Lake. Just winds around the corner like that, and we go by it a second time. But who cares? It was beautiful. You can see some two-wheeler marks in here, four-wheeler marks for probably when they built that bridge. They were hauling in and out a lot of times, because we're not too far from Cisco Lake Road. We'll be crossing that. And here's yet another lake. Overby Lake. A little smaller lake, but beautiful lake. Pretty easy hiking on this part of the trail. Although there have been more hills on this trail than I would have guessed there would have been. But all doable. Looks like there's a little path down to the lake. Be fun to explore these lakes with a canoe or a kayak. Make sure there's nobody coming. Oh, we're good. Well, this must be Cisco Lake Road. North Country Trail. Long Branch Creek. Alright, there was this big blow down here. Big basswood tree or something. And one thing I can tell from this is the tree was laying flat when they cut it. And as they cut it, the weight of the roots got heavier and heavier on it compared to what's left of the stem. And when they cut that one right there, off of right there, this whole thing tipped up like that. You gotta be careful of that when you're, because nobody went up there and cut that, I'm sure. You can see mud on the bottom of the stem there, so that's what happened. So if you know that's going to happen, you can kind of plan for it. But thank you to the trail crew. That was a big tree to cut up. Oh, this is pretty cool in here. Kind of a glen of sorts, and there's a creek that has meandered all the way through here. Let's see what it says on this sign. There's a nice boardwalk or ridge across here. Long Lake Branch Creek, okay. Yeah, it's a pretty classic meandering creek. And it's really beautiful in here with all the ferns and the taller spruce trees, or whatever they are, hemlock, I don't know. But yeah, it's another different kind of ecosystem to walk through. The trail always amazes. Look at all those ferns. Nice. Well, I've been looking at these trees thinking, are they spruce or awfully big, and or are they hemlock? And I'm not as familiar with hemlock because I'm not usually up this way, but looking at the ground here, these little tiny pine cones are so little. They're like ½ inch, 3/4 inch. And that's hemlock. So there's some beautiful big hemlocks in here. Look at those towering trees. Very beautiful. I was thinking this looks like an old rail bed here, and sure enough, there are some old ties still in the ground here. Interesting. They use this route to get logs to the mill on sawmill on Drummond Lake. A lot easier than trying to float them or drag them or whatever. Well, I thought this tree would be in our way, but fortunately the trail turns right here. Yep, there we go. Well, according to this sign, this is a grove of old growth hemlock that was not cut when they initially logged here. Some beautiful trees. Well, looks like the sun came out just as I'm finishing my hike today. It was a beautiful hike through the Chequamegaon National Forest in northern Wisconsin on the North Country National Scenic Trail. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you next time.